All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well. Here we are. Here we are in the month of October of the year 2025. The Gamer, one of the most prominent gaming websites known to man. The ones who would make sure to tell you that if you disagree with what the mainstream gaming industry is doing for gamers, that you are somehow bigoted, a Nazi, a chud, right? A transphobe, homophobe. Think of whatever phobe word you could possibly utilize, and they will call you it if it means that they can maintain their access. Well, it looks like, unfortunately, that the people that work at the Gamer are now mostly laid off because apparently, according to the VGC, the Gamer has suffered widespread layoffs, according to the former staff that are probably complaining about it over on LinkedIn. Now, people are obviously going to be celebrating this because the Gamer is notorious for being one of those websites that consistently attacks gamers, consistently attacks YouTubers, consistently attacks literally everybody that doesn't agree with, hardcore progressive ideology. Just to remind you, Master of TDS and Kyle both have posts that we're going to go over showcasing some of the history from the Gamer. But first, I want to touch on the article from the VGC. So they wrote the following: the Gamer website suffers widespread editorial layoffs. It's the latest in a series of job losses across games media. Just so you're aware, games media has suffered so much that more than 1,200 video game journalists have left, and left is like, when they say left, you already know what it means by left, right? I'm going to say forcibly removed, but let's just read it the way they typed it. Game journalists have left major publications in the past 2 years alone and have not returned to the media, according to data supplied to the VGC. So over 1,200 journalists, if you even want to call them that, have finally returned home, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Just like Asmongold posted, welcome home. That is correct. The gaming journalists have discovered their destiny. So what we're going to do is we'll come back to the comments here. Let's go back to the VGC article and let's see exactly what they have to say from the people who actually got laid off. So on Wednesday, several former members of the site's editorial teams took to social media to announce that they've been laid off. According to multiple former employees speaking anonymously to the VGC, entire section teams have been decimated. Decimated. It always comes home, boys. It always comes home. Oh, tell me Jade King is one. Jade King, there's no way Jade King is one of them. Of course not. Of course not. Because they never want to, oh my God, they never want to fire the people who have the protective identity. They never want to fire them. They always keep them because they don't want the PR shitstorm. They want to be able to fire these people, make it seem more attractive to a potential buyer, and then they're going to sell off the website and all the remaining activists with it. That's normally how they do it, just like they did it with Kotaku. Kotaku, guess what? Did not get rid of the one trans person that they had working at Kotaku. Just like Jade King at The Gamer did not get fired because they're one of the only trans people over at The Gamer. Of course they're not. They're not going to do it. Anyway, let's talk about it. So they've been decimated. According to those that are still at the outlet, The Gamer will continue in a slimmed down form, though those who remain aren't clear on how that will manifest. Here's how it's going to manifest. I'm going to explain to you right now. Just like I've told you in many videos and just like I told you in many streams, they are replacing journalists with AI, and they're having one or two journalists remain on staff to edit whatever articles that the AI prints out, and they're going to make up some AI-made fake personas to make it seem as if they still have journalists working there, and they're going to put out those articles that are going to be managed by the people who are still there. That is how they're going to do this. I'm telling you right now, because that is how most of these websites are doing this, right? If they have lost over 1,200 journalists from these websites, how is it that they look just as staffed as ever? How is that possible? It's going to be AI, 100%. According to staff who spoke at the VGC, these layoffs have been expected, but the scale has surprised those who are still at the site. Why would it surprise you? Why would it surprise you, the scale of layoffs that are hitting all of these websites? Why would it surprise any of you? The only way that it would surprise you is if you were truly believing the echo chamber that you guys purposely put yourselves in. You guys don't want to understand the other side. You don't want to understand the world at large. You don't want to understand the changing of the times. You don't want to understand any of that. So when reality sits in and it hits you hard, you're looking around like, well, what the hell happened? Because you guys were not paying attention purposefully. The VGC has reached out to Valnet for comment. The gamer was founded in 2017, and the gamer's parent company, Valnet, is also behind OpenCritic, Game Rant, and as of earlier this year, Polygon. Features lead Jade King took to X to confirm that his entire team had been let go as part of the reshuffle at the site. Think about this, guys. Jade King's entire team that worked under him has been let go, but he was not let go. Imagine that. The leader of the team gets to stay and takes no responsibility for the failure of their team, but the entire team gets to get let go. Why is that? Why is that? And I guarantee you the people who got let go are still going to sit there and take it on the chin because they don't want to speak out against their leader that has identity protection. That is the reason why you guys will consistently fail every single time, because you'll never say anything, right? Why is the leader of the team staying, but everybody else going? That makes no sense whatsoever. But anyway, let's continue. News editor Rhiannon Bevan, who remains at the site at the time of writing, wrote on Blue Sky, "The gamer is losing so much talent today. It breaks my heart. On a personal, professional level, I cannot put the loss into words." Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The words you're going to put is, "I'm glad it's not me." That's basically it. These job losses are the latest in what has been a difficult period for games media. In May, popular outlet Polygon was sold to Valnet, which resulted in many staff, including the editor-in-chief Chris Plante, losing their jobs. Yes, so I forgot to mention that earlier. So the Polygon experienced massive layoffs from Valnet. Now you have the gamer experiencing massive layoffs from Valnet. Guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that Game Rant, who's also under Valnet, is going to experience massive layoffs if they haven't already. They are cleaning house. They are cleaning house. They don't want to deal with you guys. They can, if they want to push activism, they could do it for free. They can utilize AI to be good little liberal drones if they really wanted to. They don't got to pay you to be liberal drones. They could just use robots for that. Also in May, cult favorite video game outlet Giant Bomb faced significant staff departures as part of a dispute with its then owner Fandom. Following this, the site staff purchased the brand from Fandom and has persevered with a fan-supported model. No, they haven't. Have you guys looked at Giant Bomb's numbers? They're horrible. Like, why would you? They have a team of 4 people making less money than YouTube channels that have a team of 1 person. Like, way less money. Like, what are you talking about? Persevered. They are literally living on a bare minimum to try to stay alive. That's what they're doing because they don't want to admit that they're in trouble. In any case, let's move on. So Master of TDS has a great post here that I wanted to go over. He says the following: since the gamer just announced a wave of editorial layoffs, I wanted to take a moment to highlight some of the staff's greatest accomplishments by revisiting a few of their standout articles from the past few years. As for why they had to lay off people, we may never know. Now, obviously, he is being facetious here. We know exactly what's going on. Here's some screenshots of some of the articles they've worked on and some of the great talent that was at the gamer, right? Number 1, Sora doesn't understand love in Kingdom Hearts, and it might be because of compulsory heterosexuality. Yes. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm like that's actually an article, and that was an article from this year, by the way. Unpacking the queerness of Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, I'm not kidding. People are mad Dragon's Dogma 2 thinks they're gay. Okay, nice. Like a Dragon Infinite Welt's Bet's story is about gay lobsters. Okay. Let's keep going. This is a lot of talent, right? The Legend of Zelda has always been queer. That's a good one, by the way. I love The Legend of Zelda has always been queer because these people are so desperate. They are so desperate to try to make Link trans. They really want Link to be trans. They're trying to like co-opt Zelda as a franchise, and they're trying to do it through Link being always genderless or trans or whatever nonsense. They are constantly doing this stuff. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the most queer Pokemon games yet. That's amazing, right? Baldur's Gate 3 hired a voice actor just for all the sex noises. Again, guys, this is massive levels of talent. I'm sorry if you guys don't understand the level of talent here. I don't even understand it, right? We are witnessing godlike talent on our hands right now. Assassin's Creed Shadows was always going to be queer. Now, on that one, I don't disagree with because it's Ubisoft, so we kind of always knew that was going to happen. So maybe they're right about that one. By the way, guys, just so you're aware, Sora, I forgot to mention this. Sora is a young boy. is a young boy, right? So I don't understand why you're worried about like a 14, 15-year-old boy's sexuality. I don't understand that, but I'm gonna let them rock. I'm gonna let the gamer rock. Listen, guys, let the gamer rock, okay? They just want, love is love for them, whatever. Turns out Starfield has sex and you could do it with a jetpack on. Nice. Interesting. Gamers are already asking modders to add sex to Starfield. Nice. Sorry, gamers. Looks like there's no sex in Starfield. They really want sex in Starfield. Wow, that's a thing. 4 years ago, a cartoon called She-Ra changed my gay little life. My gay little life is something definitely like that. That's something. That's something. Yes, I reinstalled Horizon Forbidden West because Aloy is gay now. That's all it took. Hetero, uninstall. Gay, install. Of course. Colombian government sort of apologizes for hoping Luigi is gay. Queerness is everywhere in Spider-Man 2. Why Mortal Kombat Sindo is a queer icon. Put Aloy's queerness front and center in the next Horizon game. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores review bombed because of queer romance. Can we be normal about Aloy's queerness, please? It's amazing how they're constantly asking people to be normal about sexuality. Meanwhile, they're the ones that are constantly talking about it. When everybody's like, hey, can we stop hearing about your sexuality? We really don't have to hear about that. They're like, yes, that's fine. But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? It's like, bro, I don't need to know that. And they're like, yes, okay, fine. I'll stop talking about it. But really quick, I lick the balls of a man. It's like, bro, you don't have to talk about that, bro. Like, can we just play video games and talk about like maybe the industry or something like that? Okay, sure, that's fine. I promise I won't write any gay articles, right? I promise I won't write any gay articles. But did you know that as a games journalist, I lick the ass of other men? Like, bro, anyway. So this one says Pride Month picks Doctor Who will mean so much to a new generation of queer kids. And again, why are you worrying about the sexuality of children is beyond me, but I mean, this is where we're at. It keeps going. This keeps going over and over and over. Life is Strange has always been a gay game. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Holy shit. Like, what? Square Enix reportedly didn't want Life is Strange to be the gay game. Bro, that is an oxymoron. Reportedly didn't want Life is Strange to be the gay game, but then somehow it's always been a gay game. What? Sidon is engaged, and I'm not sure my gay ass will ever forgive him. Last of Us star Bella Ramsey says her gay army protects her from trolls. I mean, guys, this is top tier work. It doesn't get better. The fact that there's this many screenshots and most of them are from this year alone is insanity. How many articles of gay are they constantly talking about? I don't know. Right? Bears riding bear mounts. Here's how you could join the Elder Scrolls Online's Pride Parade this year. Polyneo Whitestrake was a gay cyborg from the future. Oblivion Remaster fans debate the origins of Tamriel's mightiest hero. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is doing it for the gays. Tomodachi Life Living the Dreams trailer has fans convinced gay romance will be included this time. How many Pikmin would it take to carry a dead body? What a random way to end that. Anyway, shout out to Master and TDS. That is absolutely amazing. Now we have Kyle over here doing some more due diligence. Now, Kyle goes a little bit more extreme, so I can't wait to see this. He says the following: the gamer is as garbage of a site as Kotaku. And when you see articles from Stacey Henley and Jade King, understand that you're getting an agenda-heavy transgender perspective. This is Jade King, I believe. Yeah. So anyway, this is some of the articles that Kyle decided to clip, right? So this is Stacey Henley. Diablo 4's Megan Fox advertisement is sexist and dated, but it didn't need to be. Okay? Stop using mods to make female characters prettier. Let's talk about bullying people for playing Hogwarts Legacy. Which, by the way, I thought you guys claimed that we're the bullies. I thought you guys claimed that we're the chuds. We're the, like, what are we doing? Cammy's classic outfit should have never been brought back to Street Fighter. The big news in the wake of Hogwarts Legacy launch is that a cisgender white girl cried about it. Oh my God. Holy shit. That was, I apologize for people watching the video. That was a jump scare. I was not ready for that. Capcom is horny as hell, and I'm totally here for it. Wholesome and horny is the future. By Jade King. Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 needs to avoid being weirdly horny anime. But what? by Jade King. What? Bro, hold on. Jade King, Capcom is horny as hell, and I'm totally here for it. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 needs to avoid being weirdly horny anime nonsense. What? How do you... This was the contradiction. I don't understand. How do you do this? What? This was in the same year. In February of 2022, he's like, Capcom horny? Yes. In April of 2022, he's like, Xenoblade Chronicles horny? No. That doesn't make any sense. What the fuck is going on here? Oh my God, bro. Anyway, so guys, this is going down this memory lane, okay? And the funny thing is, I recognize some of these articles because I think I've covered them in videos. Going down memory lane here really provides some context to just see the absolute hypocrisy, the absolute activism, the absolute nonsense, and the extent of their talent that they love to talk about. They love to talk about being so talented. They're so amazing. They're really truthfully great people that really love the gaming industry and love to do XYZ with the industry, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all nonsense. 1,200 video game journalists have left major publications and they have not come back. And you know what I say to that? Welcome home. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys on the next one.